Gotta put you to work.
So I just
Quinn
wanted
and I
If
are
you
all
want me to
unique.
eat the laser bolts, I'll eat the laser bolts, but
as the 3-man squad's on the ground going, no sir, you go first. Good leaders lead from the front when they're wearing all the body armor.
And when they're just as large as he is.
you don't have to ask me twice. I'm always leading from the front. Quinn just keeps
Right.
complaining about how much he has to patch me up afterwards.
Yeah. But hey, I'm right there with you shooting, so I just avoid the bolts.
He's at the front and then he's yelling, medic! I'm right here, you don't have to yell.
Right in my ear.
Yeah, it's like I know not to get too far from them.
Sorry, sometimes I can't tell how loud I am because my ears are ringing from all the frickin' times they shoot me with a stun blast.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what happened? Oh, there it is.
So of course,
In a turn of absolute miraculousness, I seem to have gone almost 3 or 4 sessions now without having a critical.
that's true.
Yeah,
That
because
is
you've
true.
been in a cockpit.
Any criticals there mean you're walking home, and that's a bad day. So of course, you guys returned from the last mission. Pappy was super happy, especially since you came with the extra materials. As a certain somebody was like, "I want the black box from that ship, which can provide
He's like a happy pappy.
invaluable data." Which Kay is totally still busy working on right now. That's totally what Kay is up to right now, doing some military intelligence stuff. As you guys, you totally get relaxed. You hand Kay the black box. He goes off to decrypt it and get whatever secret Imperial information is on it, which the GM doesn't have to come up with because Kay's not here today, so he will tell you about it later. Meantime, you guys are like, why is Thunder Squadron's battle klaxon ringing? We just got back. We were just about to hit the showers. As
Yeah, but that Duke got away.
Yeah, the dude did get away. Sometimes it happens. It does. As
Anyway.
you guys come running back to the battle klaxon as you totally see Pappy sitting there. He's discussing with his assistant and some other assistant that's there you've never seen before, and this assistant who's totally got Imperial spec patch on his shoulder. He must belong to one of the special forces units, and he's basically giving Pappy the finger. And you guys are just like, what did we walk in on? Is you're seeing this guy yelling at Pappy, and Pappy's just like puts all 4 arms out and leans down to loom over this guy to shut him up. And eventually Pappy snatches the data pad the guy has in his other hand, and he looks at you guys, and oh yeah, if you have not rolled your Destiny points, roll your Destiny points. Oh look, isn't that happy? Happy Destiny points. And some angry Destiny points.
Ooh, wow. It's a lot for this trip.
Yeah.
Anyway,
as you see Pappy totally snatches the data pad from him, and as soon as you guys come in, Pappy totally puts on his, he's angry at somebody but not at you guys face. As he kind of gestures to the other guy, and he literally puts his cybernetic hand out on the guy's chest with the 2-finger touch. The 2-finger touch of doom. And the guy steps back and looks at you guys, and immediately Pappy gestures for you guys to take a seat and totally thumbs the holo display as you guys are just like, what's going on? And a holo display pops up of a nice little asteroidy solar system with a number of ships flipping in and out. Totally, totally ignore the crafts in the corner of the screen here.
Okay.
Put that back over at your side. as you see this big hollow display of a very large chunk of rocks surrounded by lots of smaller rocks, and you can totally tell that it's a large chunk of space rock here. As I'm making sure you're on the same map I am. Yes, we
Yep.
are. Because it totally shows some surveillance footage showing a large, passenger ship, like a light freighter size ship, at this size flying towards the rock. And Pappy totally looks at the three of you guys, and he says, I'm sorry, Thunder Squadron, but I'm going to have to send you back out on another mission with a quick turnaround. As we speak, the engineering crew is checking your ships to make sure that you're set up for your usual armament. If you have any special requests, put them in now. And of course, on your regular little data pads at your command seats, there's the whole little standard layout, yes or no.
Well, I forgot which one it was, but one of the ships got shot to shit on the last mission.
Yep.
That was the one neither Quinn nor I were piloting.
Okay, so that was the arc. Okay, so basically, Kay goes off to handle the black box. We show up. Pappy's like, "You guys are going out again." We're like, "Well, one of the ships got shot up," and he's like, "Well, fortunately, you won't be needing that one."
As your data pad shows the arc fighter, and it's still smoking from the multiple holes and ion charges, and it's in bad shape right now. But thankfully, Oni's got his X-wing, and
Giannis turns to Quinn and goes, "Can I have a ride?"
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Quinn's passenger seat is always empty. I mean.
Yeah, mine is down 4 hull trauma and down 2 strain. So
mine, I think, might have been down strain, but that'll probably be repaired by the crew. I don't think I got actually hit by anything. Let's see. Let me just double check. No, mine was actually, it's all good. The system, everything's just fine.
You're too good of a pilot, Oni. You never get hit.
And I got a crit.
It's happened before.
So I do have to ask, for Quinn, do you want your hull trauma fixed or your crit fixed? You have a choice. Because the mechanics will be able to get you up to full hull or take the crit out.
That's a one-time crit.
And as you're thinking about it, Pappy continues to show the hollow display that this is mining operation 4B73, or as a lot of people would think about it, a empty, hollowed out piece of space trash now occupied by the same. And he clicks the button, and you see some portfolios of some Republic records pop up of wanted space pirates. And basically the files are saying, current location unknown. And the intelligence guy kind of goes to Pappy. And Pappy goes, well, according to Republic, and he sneers at the guy, I mean, Rebel intelligence, and you can obviously see they've got a tiff between them. Probably the Special Forces guy is Old Republic, and this guy is Separatist, and you're feeling that nudge. We have a quick turnaround mission that I need Thunder Squadron for, while Kay is interpreting the information you secured from the last mission. This piece of space trash, and you're not sure if he's referring to the space pirate on the screen or the asteroid floating in the holodeck, because he's kind of gesturing between the two, requires a Rebel Force immediate response. Our fine Special Forces member here and his squad, you may have seen some of their ships parked outside on your way in, are going to be flying a decoy mission to help lead some of the space pirates away from their home. Your mission as if you had a choice. And he totally smirks at you guys. And he clicks a button, and they show this very young, like 17, 18-year-old humanoid. He looks very humanish. You know, you're probably pricking if he's human. And immediately, this little correspondent of pictures shows up, and it shows that he's obviously a senator's kid. You know, because you're seeing like a Republic senator, and then the kid's standing there in one of the parade formations, and
Hey.
then it shows this really, chafa, crappy looking, looks almost like a U-wing, but it doesn't have the reversible wings, but it's got lots of battle scars on it. Ship, and he says, "This is the information we've been provided by our fine rebel cohorts, that apparently the Republic has overpromised and needs Thunder Squadron to over provide." And he smirks at you guys. That
As always.
Our friend here tells us that a tracking beacon on the young senator's son tells us that he is without a doubt at this location. Our fine special forces unit will be paying the ransom for the senator's child, but Thunder Squadron is to go see if we can liberate him before the handoff, in regards to saving the boy, saving Republic honor. And the look he gives this guy is totally meant to go to fight. As you can see, the guy white knuckling at the seat. You know, he's got his data pad. He's squishing those fists, making those knuckles turn white.
Now, are you sure that he's a prisoner, or is he there willingly?
Oh, and when you ask that, he says, "See, Thunder Squadron knows to ask the proper questions." And our dear senator's son here thought he was meeting some online friend of his. And he clicks a button, and it shows really crappy surveillance footage of some really, really, really scuzzy spacer diner, as all of a sudden a massive firefight breaks out, and you see the senator's kids got 2 security droids that were like instantly taken out by blaster bolts, and the kid gets a sack thrown over his head and then kidnapped by a very, very beefy looking Rhodian and a bunch of other guys of different, race species. As they go
Giannis
running
face
off,
palms.
as everyone's
just
looking around like,
when there's a chance, I'll just want to do a perception to see if I catch anything anybody might have missed.
ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So again, Thunder Squad has to do the heavy lifting.
As Pappy just looks at you, his lower 2 arms go to his hips in this proud papa stance of "that's my boy." As he nods at
Probably
you and
the
says,
light lifting too.
"Thunder Squadron can do the heavy lifting on the ground and in the air." As he just smiles at you for like, "Yeah, let's get this guy in the ribs while we can."
Giannis just has his face in his hand, just shaking his head, and under his breath mumbles "kids these days" as the single youngest person in the room.
And go ahead and make that perception check there, Oni.
Okie dokie. Cool. Anything that might have been overlooked?
So one thing you do recognize, because you're a pilot, you're a spacer, is each of these kidnappers did have a emblem on their I wouldn't say a uniform, but their attire that definitely designates them as the a pirate crew that apparently has some kind of organization. And for the advantage, if you'd like, I'd say that you could recognize the patch.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a
and then I'll say, by the way, did you guys know that ...
that these guys belong to the Void Reapers. Basically, it's a It's basically a pirate brotherhood that goes back to the old Republic era. But they've pretty much broken up and changed management so many times. Nobody knows if they're one collective or just a bunch of groups that use the identification to use, because we're part of the Void Reapers. Everybody, just surrenders to us, type of deal. And for that advantage, you do know that they're well known for basically extortion and robbery, but they're not into murder for the most part.
Okay.
Which
So
does
I'll
make
be
you
like,
wonder
so,
why they're sending Thunder Squad in for this.
all right, so that's exactly what I'm going to say. I'll say, about them Void Reapers, so, strange that we're being sent in like this.
And Pappy is proud of his team. As he does this he kind of gawks at you for a second, and then immediately his head just beautifully, almost mechanically turns to the rebel intelligence agent in the room and says, "That's a good question, Oni. As one of our highest ranking hotshot pilots who have a history of being, in space, why would that be?" And he gestures a hand towards the intelligence agent, who kind of like totally does the whole, puts his hand up and rubs his temple. Will you guys just do this job for me and shut up? And he does point
we'll do
out
the job, but we won't shut up.
he does point out that his team will be handling the payoff for the pirates. Unfortunately, the senator is currently bereft of credits to make the credits payment, so we will be offering a decoy while Thunder Squadron, he totally puts a hand out very, very, gestury to Pappy, will be handling the infiltration and exfiltration of the hostage. We have it on good account that he is at the pirate headquarters, and Pappy totally looks at the big meteorite and shows you that there's an old schematic showing how this thing has been hollowed out from the inside, and it's got a handy dandy little airlock set up there. The only records they can totally find for you are here is what the old mining company's airlock looks like. You should totally have no problem fitting in a Y-wing and an X-wing, as Pappy totally looks over at the guy and says, "So correct me if I'm wrong, but we have 3 members of my team here.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking the same thing.
And we have a single-person X-wing and a 2-person Y-wing. You said exfiltration. You do realize
stuff them in the boot.
My team take up all the seats in these crafts.
Better bring some spacesuits.
Stuff them in the boot.
And literally, the special forces guys again rubbing his temples. He's like, As there's this, the gears of war are turning and smoking in both of their heads and your guys as well, because I'm sure Quinn did the math thing. I've got 1 spare seat, and I've got a guy who's going to help us infiltrate this place.
I've got an astromech socket.
I mean, we got the Nimbus, but will it accommodate?
As you totally see him go up there and he hits a button and the hollow changes from this dock to the Nimbus clamping onto one of the gantries, which you totally could use. It's totally up to you guys. But if necessary, and Pappy's waiting for this guy to grimace at the answer, because obviously he's a infantry guy, he's a Army, not Air Force like you guys. And he says, Pappy totally turns around and looks at his assistant and nods, and she hits her data pad, and all of a sudden pops up one of the emergency cocoon instructional videos that, Actually, we will joke that Enos is one of the volunteers that helped make the video showing how you lift your hand and you put the thing and you hit the thing, and it's basically an air cocoon for one person. But I wouldn't recommend going to light speed with this because it's literally an inflatable raft with a mild atmosphere inside.
This will be interesting. All right, fine. I'll bite.
So that is an option, and Pappy totally looks at you guys like, what, this is where you get to chime in. He's totally giving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I'm in my X-Wing, I'm a happy camper.
It's like you need fingers to help do the math there, sir.
And he looks and says, "I trust my boys in Thunder Squadron." And what do you?
So what exactly is the plan?
We got to get their little princeling, their little princeling out of trouble.
Right, but how are we exfiltrating them? They're gonna pop into these little air bubble thingies.
He's gonna go rafting. They're gonna go space rafting. That's how.
Yeah.
But he said not to jump to hyperspace with them, which makes a lot of sense. But how exactly are we supposed to leave?
Yeah, that's.
Well, are they gonna come do the pickup?
As he totally says that if necessary, Thunder Squadron's big brother will have no problem showing up to pick the group once they've exfiltrated outside the gravity well. As he was totally waiting to see what option you guys.
Let's do that.
They're gonna pop into the little air bubbles, and we're gonna strap them to the sides of the ships, fly them out of there, and then we're gonna get a pickup.
Well, it's not them; it's him.
Just
right?
a kid.
One.
Yeah, it's one
Just
kid.
one kid.
Yeah.
We strap the bubble to the ship.
Oh, he can fit in the turret with me.
Throw him in the storage space.
Or stuff in the astromech slot in my ship.
Yeah, the astromech slot's an open hole.
Well, yeah, he's going to be in a little pod.
Yeah. Or
the
we
pod
just do
most
the
definitely will not fit, but the pod can connect under the cockpit.
If we're going in and if we got to get in and out fast, and we are going to need smaller ships. Like, this isn't a full-scale assault. If we take the Nimbus in, it's going to be a sitting duck out there.
But, I can probably fit the kid. He's 19 or whatever, right? Or
yep.
How old is he?
He's 17.
Yeah,
he's a scrawny kid. He could totally sit on your lap for a short time.
Yeah, I could totally fit him in the turret with me. That's not a big deal.
So it's a non-issue. Let's get flying.
As Pappy jokes that since the kid is the VIP, Enos would totally be willing to volunteer to be put into the space cocoon. And it's basically an excuse for him to show home videos of Enos being put in a space cocoon for training purposes. As we see him blown up in basically one of those inflatable bubbles.
Yeah, not so much.
So on your mark, we can arrive at any designated spot of your astrogation check. Thankfully, Rebel forces have provided the exact coordinates, so you can choose to pop in anywhere adjacent to this area to infiltrate. From what we've been told by, and he totally looks over to see K's seat's empty just to make sure his comment won't be taken personal by K, that intelligence, you can feel the air quotes by his grumpy second set of hands that are crossed, suggests that there should be minimal as to none resistance fighter-wise on this asteroid, as the payoff is being paid should have adequately, and he looks over at his intelligence officer there and makes sure adequately is the right word, as he totally shakes his head when he says adequately drawn away their forces in regards to the credits exchange that they're coming up short for currently.
Yeah.
And you totally see this guy just, he's Pappy's pushing for a fight with this guy. And he looks at the three of you guys and says, "So, Thunder Squadron, what do you suggest?"
Let's do it. Fly in, go in fast, quick, get the kid, get out, be done with it. That way, they won't have too long to screw it up. If we're quick enough,
Right.
but we'll get in and out before they realize that there's even an issue.
And he totally looks over at the intelligence officer and says, "So, was that quick enough of a briefing for you? How long of a head start will my boys have?" And he totally, hits his data pad and says, "You have approximately 2.5 standard hours before the exchange, and they've given you the coordinates, but I just want to see if you're better than that. Somebody give me an astrogation check."
I have one yellow, one green. I'm not great at that.
I've got a yellow and 5 or 4 green, so.
Yeah, I think that you got me beat there. I will look over your shoulder as you're doing it.
Oh,
Are you
so
ready?
you
Hey,
assist.
carry the
Sounds-
one.
Sounds like he's going to give you an assist there for a blue die. I've got the
Yep.
blue die in there.
All right, ready?
Yep. And we now have balance. Holy shit!
Oh,
That big, beautiful brain of yours.
Yeah,
I helped.
that's computer assisted. You did.
You totally helped drop that blue that was effective. So immediately Quinn feels the stress of the room looking at him as he's doing a quick astrogation, and he takes one strain from the stress. But immediately you actually are like, I can shave some time off that, because basically he was going to give you an hour head start. You would be jumping there if you use their coordinates, and you would have roughly an hour to get in and get out before the failed drop happens. But with that roll, first off, you're able to shave an extra 20% off, so you have an hour and 20 minutes, we'll say.
Cool.
And
Yep.
then there's a triumph,
Yeah.
as you can totally look at the map. Do you want to get danger close to that stuff with the triumph? And
I
know that
think so.
Oh,
you can
do,
safely.
can we pull up the map?
That was on the hanger, but.
Oh, sorry. Yep, I forgot to put you back there. So the white line, the white dotted line is the grav weld there. With that
Yep.
triumph, you could basically come inside this area even closer. And that's basically popping out at breakneck. Oh god, there's rocks, but you're going to do it in a safe way.
We'll do
Because
that.
Quinn's like, I can't heal crits on ships, so let's not break our ship. So you're going to get extra danger close when you pop out of hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's going to help.
Here, I
you
got some
guys.
new coordinates for us. Here we go.
As you type them in and you
Tweak
send
those a
them
little
up to
bit.
the screen, and all of a sudden Pappy just laughs because you're totally seeing on the holo display, here's where you're expected to land, and here's where Thunder Squadron's coordinates are. As the Spec Force guy just looks at it and he's like, "You guys are crazy."
Crazy. Awesome.
As
Sure you don't want to come along?
Pappy just nods and says, "Crazy like a gun dog."
If you want,
We
we can try putting you in one of those air bubbles and bring you along.
Yeah, there we go. Strap him in one.
They said we're not supposed to take him into hyperspace, but has anybody tried it yet?
Enos, that sounds like a great test run that you're volunteering for in the future.
Quickly he turns back on us.
Right?
As Pappy says, finish your pre-flights, and I need you hitting the deck right now.
Yeah.
Any last
heading
minute
out,
questions?
And I'll take the whole back on the repairs.
Okay, so as you type that in your data pad, the chief engineer totally gives you an automated, "You got it." of which thing he's putting the droids to work on the repair dock.
Yep. So do I get all 4 back
Yep,
or
you
what?
get all 4.
All right.
As basically, as soon as you say that, this chief engineer, also a Sullistan's like, hey, take off the bad, put on the good. And you immediately hear the engineers and their droid buddies come up and they're just, brr, 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 and they're taking all the plating off and just replacing it.
Nice.
Y-Wings, great for refitting. Practically
Coming
nothing
off
on
of
armor.
one of those, coming off of plates coming off of one of the ships parked around the.
We admit to nothing in the engineering bay. Don't ask where we got the parts. Just know that your ship got
Right.
the good parts today.
Exactly.
As immediately you guys are doing the hustle trot down the hallway, and you hear the flight takeoff warning klaxon going, basically just letting you guys know that the airlock is getting ready for your ships to take off. As Pappy and the other guys start having some heated conversations, you guys are getting out of earshot.
Yeah.
Anything you do is you guys are jumping in your ships, and the deck crew's getting you all taken care of.
Yeah, high five my Solston buddy.
He totally looks up at you and tosses you a pair of protein bars, since it's better than nothing. Going on a quick turnaround. Oh, I see someone doing some fancy new radar sweeps.
Yeah. Doot, doot, doot.
Gotta love the new Roll20 toys.
I like it.
I haven't gotten to play with them yet.
Ping, ping. Okay, so you guys are totally using Quinn's coordinates because he shared them to everybody pre-flight as you guys are doing your little
Yep.
checklist. You hear the engines winding up. You got everybody loaded in. Is there anything special Enos is switching his gear out to, since he's gonna have to ride with Quinn today?
Nope, not particular. I'm just taking my ground gear for when we go in.
Yeah, I'm wearing my arc armor. And
Now.
I suppose Sparky never left the cockpit, I guess.
Nope.
My gun can ride with me
Or
on
the-
the way in so that it's ready when I pop out, but it'll have to go in the storage compartment on the way back since I'm gonna have a kid in my lap.
I was just gonna ask you that. Are you bringing the big laser Gatling gun, because that and the kid won't fit together in your cockpit?
Nope,
Yeah,
there is
I know.
storage.
But there's storage that I can put it in. I just like to have it in a cockpit with me for when we show up, so that, if there's guys right outside, I can have it ready.
Okay, as long as you're willing to
Yeah.
spend that extra turn to, one action to store your gear and a maneuver to crawl into the cockpit. I just want to make sure.
Yep, I'm totally willing to do that.
We can only
Yep,
hope that
good.
there's some time-sensitive exit strategy happening, where you'll have to choose the boy or the gun, which is left behind.
I mean, it's encumbrance 10. I'm sure we could put the boy in there too if we had to.
Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. The boy can climb in while I'm strapping my gun. The person who's not gonna make it's me, so I'll just have to grab on the outside and deploy the little bubble thingy.
Deploy safety
hang on tight.
cocoon. Okay, so you guys jump in your ships. You guys whoosh off. You totally have that rebel guy in the rebel army helmet with a little speed gun watching you guys go. May the force be with you.
Mm,
As you guys totally make your jump out of hyperspace. Since you're already on this map, where do you guys pop out as a group? And by group, I mean your 2 ships.
yeah.
When
Where's
you
the
pick the sweet
entrance?
spot. The entrance is right here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
As everybody realizes
And
when we pop in, we could totally have used Kate the scanners.
I mean, we could either come in through here or come in through the big gap here.
Quinn with the fancy measuring tool there. On my screen, some
So.
weird stuff popped up giving me the range.
Yeah.
Super
11
fan-
squares, 55 feet. So yeah, we can either come in through this little swath. There is a small rock here, or we come in here.
Generally, that's the safe path that folks would come through normally.
Yeah, so we'd probably be a little less conspicuous squeezing through here.
Unless you're hot shots, then you're like, we want the smallest, most encumbering opening possible.
Yeah. So that's kind
Yep.
of what I'm thinking.
All right.
And Oni, as a guest on the Wings of Destiny, is parking right next to you because he's like, yeah, I'm using your coordinates. And you guys pop out of hyperspace. You have a few moments beforehand if there's any plans you guys want to make while you're in hyperspace talking with each other.
Well, I think the first thing to do is just do a quick sweep for any hostile vessels. If we, and if we can get in and park without drawing any attention, that'd be ideal. But if there's anything hostile, we got to blow it up first.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward.
In case they didn't get their
If
job done.
necessary, if time becomes an issue, or if reinforcements become an issue, you two could go grab the kid and I can patrol if that becomes necessary. You guys are much better on the ground than I am.
Of course.
I sense somebody's like, please let me stay in my cockpit. I don't want to be on the ground. Let's say you get shot. I don't want to get shot.
Yeah, just shaking my head.
And so as
I do it all. Ground
you
and
guys
air.
are ripping out of hyperspace with the and you see rocks fluttering around, and obviously this big asteroid in the middle is kind of tilting and swerving on its own little weird axis. So you're hoping inside's got artificial gravity, because if not, it would suck in there.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty weird if it
Everybody do me a favor and roll vigilance, because you don't know what you're
Okay.
really expecting. Even though you've been given a good breakdown, you're not 100% sure. Wow, that was the most potent 2 green ever.
My intent is always to pop the shields up as soon as I come out of hyperspace. What did you say?
like,
Vigilance.
You're expecting something, but you're not expecting this.
Getting a lot of triumphs prior to combat.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck.
So you guys pop out. You see floating rocks. Obviously, somebody didn't notice anything that wasn't there before it got there. And as you guys pop out of hyperspace, who's going first? I mean, you know the usual. Your shields are down, your engines are shut off at the moment. But
Yep.
you totally look like floating asteroid debris until you really power up more. So you're fairly safe at the moment. Okay, that's just weird. My Roll20 page just refreshed again on its own.
Oh, nice.
Wonder if Roll27 issues tonight.
So far, I haven't seen anything. Not like last night.
Mm-hmm.
Where you blew it up.
Yep.
I don't know. The hell with it. I'll go ahead and do a computer scan. What the hell? I'm probably the computer guy for it.
Yep.
Comes down to you're totally looking around going, so okay.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna scan. Let me know when you're
Okay.
ready.
Are you having Sparky help you?
Yeah.
Totally gonna tap into your companion there. I got the blue dice in there for you.
Ready?
Yep. So, what I spy with my little computer eye, as you do your cool sweep that totally looked like that earlier radar sweep you're doing with your new pointer tool.
Right.
You know for a fact, there is a single low power craft out there looks to you to be like a very heavily modified headhunter, and by heavily modified I mean heavily modified to keep in the air. You know,
Yeah.
it does have weapons, and it does have some crude ballistic missiles. You're not sure exactly what they are from this distance, but you know it's there. There is a ultra weak docking frequency coming from over here from the old mining guild. Obviously, either the antennas have been destroyed or purposely sabotaged to reduce their range. But there's a very weak mining guild signal for docking. You know, basically it's a tracker beam you lock on and give you the telemetry to go to
Okay.
that spot. Very super weak. And then you take a point of personal strain as you're looking around going, oh, I guess that's me on the computers, as you were rushing and
Yeah.
having Sparky hope, let's scan this sector space and see what's going on. But you also detect there is a less than a handful of life signs inside here.
Okay.
Which
That's
that
only
makes
a
you
handful.
that makes you happy. I mean,
Yeah.
and you definitely are picking up a life sign from this craft.
Right.
Is that an enemy? Presumably an enemy craft.
Yep, it's presumably a pirate sentry, probably out on guard. That's in low power mode.
Headhunters.
Okay. And that's the only one you
headhunters
saw?
are the Y-wing or X-wing, like pirate
Predecessor.
X-wing type.
Yep, they're the X-wing with only one wing, and not a lot of uberness that the X-wings have.
I think they have shields. They do not have hyperdrives most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're usually used
All
as,
right.
local fighters, not heading off into space. Probably
Yep.
why it's there. And with your
Oh.
computer's roll, you clearly know the thing isn't just like chill mode. Obviously, it's probably just a sentry that's out there and then powered down the ships, and it's just on, floating there along with the debris.
All right.
So it's in
We're
the
all good.
same boat as you guys are. No shields up, no engines roaring. It's went out there, put himself in park, and probably turned on the old radio and put his feet up on the control panel.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Enos is going to fix the shield issue for me.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, so you give Enos the sign, and he's flicking on the shields.
Sure.
Is there anything else that Enos is doing on his turn?
I turn everything on, and I point my turret in the general direction of the guy who's out there somewhere. So if he decides that he wants to turn all of his shit on, I'm going to shoot him with an ion cannon and turn his shit back off again.
It's the I done turn your shit off gun. Okay, so you flip the shields on. You get the little static. The shields turn on out in space, letting you know the warm, comforting feel of deflector shields. Now,
Heck yeah.
question: are you just turning them both on, or are you flipping both shields forward?
So we would like to have them forward and back in
Okay.
case
Yeah.
they shoot at us from in front or behind.
Okay, just making sure that you're doing, regular deflector shields, not like double up on the front side. Or you cleverly sense a trap and you put them all in reverse. Okay. And what does Oni do?
Well, let's see here.
We're totally waiting for Oni to pull some crazy fighter pilot shit.
Oh, heck yeah.
As we're hearing the Top Gun music.
Okay, so close. It looks like it's 3, and medium is 6. Is that right?
Yep. Now the question
Okay,
is, are you
well-
going to hit full engines?
Well, let me think. Shields, just turn them on. Is that a maneuver or?
It's a maneuver, yeah.
Okay, so a maneuver, turn them on. A maneuver if I want to punch it, and then, be able to move, and then I'll have an attack. Correct?
Yep.
Well, you know what?
I'm
That's what
liking
I'm
this
gonna do.
train of thought here.
The shields go up. I punch it. That'll be 4 system strain. But I have a talent that will let me take some of that as personal strain.
Which is good for a fighter pilot to have that exact skill set.
So let's see. What could I do?
Because immediately Quinn's
I
like
can do up to
doing the
3.
checklist, and Oni immediately goes.
That's all right.
All right, so it'll be 4 to hit punch it up to 5. It'll take 4 strain, so I'll take 3. So the ship takes 1.
That's a good exchange rate.
Go get him, Bulldog.
You just watch. All right, so let's see. I took 3, so that's 13. All right, there we go.
As he's doing shit that normally you'd be like, my ship would explode if I did that too often.
So
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that, I
yeah.
can move up to medium, which is 6.
Yep. Does that get you close enough?
Let's see. So what was it? It was. Oh, it's 10. Oh, okay.
So he's close
Let me
enough for a
see.
quick missile, but not
It would
quad laser.
be. Unless. Let me see. So do I have anything that can get any more out of it? I don't think so.
What's short? Oh no, it's engaged, right? For
For the blasters, yeah.
blasters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
he's gotta be close.
so it'll have to be short. It's gonna have to be missiles.
Hey, I mean,
I hate having to do such an overkill, but sure, why not? So it's 6.
you're
I
actually
can move up
getting
to
the
6. 6
you're
is
getting
here.
the jump on him. Yeah, 6 is here. I will
Yeah.
pick it for you.
There you're going right
Because I
there.
accidentally picked you up. As
Yes,
we're
you
both
did.
picking you
There
up.
we go.
Taste the
I got me.
rainbow.
Yeah. Zoom.
As
Okay.
you go flying, your
Yeah.
shield sparkling to life, your S-foils lock, your engines blast. As you just like the feel of when you get pushed into your chair like that. Who says there's no
Oh,
gravity
yeah.
in space? Oh wait, space is all gravity. So you're taking
All
a
right,
shot at him, are you?
I sure am.
Oh,
I mean, when I get closer, it does still look like a pirate ship, right?
oh yeah, it's clearly a pirate ship. It's got the logo. As soon as you're roaring through the asteroids and you get close enough, you're literally seeing the pinup girl spray painted on the side of the ship, and she's, sitting on the patch itself. Really pretty Twi'lek lady,
Morning.
You can totally say she's been repainted 5 or 6 times as a different species each time.
It doesn't have to be pirate. The military does that.
Yeah, but pirates do it even specially piratey.
Okay, let's see.
Our helicopters in the Gulf had art
Mhm.
on our armor panels.
Hell yeah, because you can and you should.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't do it normally, but we're in war. We started painting them up.
And I'm sorry, but what's good for morale is good for morale.
Right?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna speed up, drop a couple missiles on him.
Oof. As you guys are totally seeing him take off and then the of the launcher, go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right.
Actually, don't roll yet. I'm
yeah.
totally giving you a blue because he's a sitting duck and he doesn't even know you're there. He's whistling to some sweet, sweet jizz music. Still makes me upset they called it that.
I was gonna say, hopefully he's not busy with something else going on.
As all of a sudden you fire your missiles off there, and let's see how effective they are.
Are y'all set?
Yep. I just wanted to give you a blue because he's a sitting
yeah.
target.
Nice. Okay. And I'm going to do this in the flashiest way possible. So I'm showboating.
And what does that do?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
That
the
means if
two
I
advantages.
succeed, it's a triumph.
So you do this cute little spin through the asteroids just to show up because there's that one asteroid right next to you.
Exactly. Like I go up, like straight up behind it until the very last second, pop around, say peekaboo, and hit him with the missiles.
And I can definitely tell you if you use those two advantages for linked one, you can describe how this thing explodes. Would you like to use those two advantages
yeah.
for linked one?
Of course I do.
Okay, so describe what it looks
So-
like when this poor guy last second puts his feet down and looks at the what is those glows?
Yeah, basically, like he's there, he's whistling on. He checks the rear view, like kind of just glances back behind him, and suddenly he sees this actually, but just pop out of nowhere, a couple glows, and he's just like his eyes just get wider, wider as the torpedoes get bigger and bigger,
And of course, the
and then poof.
torpedoes make this horrible explosion from his point of view, but in space, it's just a silent.
Yeah, 13 each. There's not much left of that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I would have been like, yeah, I mean, probably barely would have survived one, if that.
I mean, besides, I'm sure Oni has a thing against space pirates.
Yep. Okay, and so now for that triumph, I would like, if this would be allowed, I'd like to see any other ships nearby that we may have missed initially.
For the triumph, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, you have clear space between you and the hangar, and you don't see any sign of any other fighters, which of course makes you go tisk tisk. If I was this pirate king, I would have had at least a trio of fighters out here watching. Because obviously,
Real.
this guy was not the best lookout ever.
All right, so I'll tell Quinn it's a clear shot to the hangar. Head in there. I'll cover us while you dock, and then I'll follow you in.
Ooh, the biggest faux pas ever. He says it's clear sailing from here.
Right.
Well, I see nothing. I see nothing. But I'll still cover you just in case.
Quinn, Enos, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna accelerate, and we're gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first one.
Okay, so your intentions are to go to the hangar then, right?
Yep.
So
Slowly increase to get there, but I'm not showboating or anything. I'm just kind of shaking my head at his whole dramatics.
as we get a screen swipe of everything
Da, da, da.
safe, and you guys are pulling in, you can totally put yourselves in whichever order you want. I mean, if you want, you could even be all fancy dancy and park yourself in backwards, so that way you can totally take advantage for the quick exit.
Oh heck
well.
yeah!
If that was a thing you were worried about,
Well, just in case. I don't trust our friends to handle things completely.
And you do notice there is like the weakest weak sauce environmental shield that you guys fly through here. I mean, you don't even feel your hairs rise when you fly through it. So you're just like,
Nice.
oh, it must be operating at very minimum capabilities. And there's
I don't
totally an
get it.
emergency seal button too. If you want to close the actual hatch, that's an actual thing. But these guys never worry about that crap.
I don't got a toggle to
And the
flip it.
hangar is unlit, except for like emergency landing lights, bare minimum red lights. Do you guys turn
I've got
on your
goggles.
landing lights?
I'm sure the
Well,
ship.
I've got scan goggles, and the ship's, you know.
I got low light vision, anyways. I believe, if I remember
Yep.
right, as a Solicit.
Yep. With you have no problem with the landing lights seeing perfectly well in here.
Yeah, and so I've got my goggles on, so I can see just fine too.
Okay.
I
so
have a
that's-
flashlight.
As you ask around, is there anyone got duct tape so I can tape this to my gun?
You don't have I don't know if I have a flashlight either. I don't think I do. I'm sure the armor has something.
Well, I have one in my I have one in a survival kit. I can lend to you.
No, I have a flashlight.
Oh,
I just
I think.
I have to like if somebody could hold it for me because my gun is
He has a
well,
duct
flashlight.
tape.
He's just juggling holding a flashlight or his two-handed cannon.
Yeah. Get
Just
duct
like
tape.
strap it to your armor or something.
Yeah, duct tape. Okay. Oh wait, is that it? Nope. Yeah, I don't see where in the hell is my grabby. Yeah, I can't turn around. I don't see. Oh, there it is.
I made your
There we
ship
are.
very large, so it's a little higher than normal. So you guys are
Yeah,
both
now-
pulling in backwards. I like this. This is called quick escape mode.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's so most of
know-
our guns are pointed in the right direction if needed.
we know what typically happens when we're going in and or coming out from somewhere. Not
Okay.
uncommon to be under fire.
As we get little screen swipe as you guys are coming down the pilot ladder on the side of your craft. You're looking around
Yeah.
this little shithole. It is totally a shithole. You can see there's a pile of refuse that's just thrown out the environmental shield on trash day. Damn pirates and their horrible upkeep of the place. So you
Right?
guys get yourselves all situated.
Quick thing, like since you got the scanners up and running, can you have Sparky keep an eye out to make sure that bad guys don't come back sooner than expected?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Sure.
So you yell some orders up to Sparky to keep the scanners going and let us know if any ships come in the system.
Yeah.
Sparky gives you a definite affirmative with a little worrying twitch at the end. But that's just Sparky.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you guys
Coming in as
get out. Enos is taking time getting that big ass rifle out of his cockpit.
yes, sir.
He's rigged a rope so he
Yep.
can say, "Can you catch this as I lower it down?"
Hey, I've drilled the ability to get out of a Y-wing with my gun. This is not new to me.
then move yourself.
Oh.
He is preparing to eject from the cockpit and land on his feet with his gun ready.
There you go.
Oh, how convenient! When you land facing out of the bay, that means that when I was in the back in the ship, I'm now in the front on the ground.
Interesting observation.
Lead the way, fearless.
Wonder how that happened.
Now's where things get dangerous. As you guys kind of look around the place, it looks very, very, lived in. We'll say, lived in is the word. With the a little bit of the old mining guild stuff still painted out there in the yellow print that they always use, but it's been defaced horribly and lots of funny puns put into things where it says like caution. They've totally scratched it up and put funny little one-liners down there. Mining Guild 472, and they've erased it to not here 472.
Well, good. They have a sense of humor. Hope
You
they
can
die
see
that way.
they conveniently have a little walkway that goes up here. This is a great little murder zone for murdering people if you want to, shoot them. There's totally outside the shield and observation deck for those that have space capabilities. These little areas. There's a door that goes to some kind of
Door.
office. The control room has got no wall here. You just walk around to use the controls. There's totally big double door there.
Looks
And
like
you do see
lockers
like
or something.
3 or 4 cargo containers just kind of lounged about, topped open, and stuff gone through really hastily, like somebody just got an Amazon drop off. They ripped the boxes open, saw that was inside them, and they're just like, "Nyeh."
Anything good?
Alright.
Do you go over and check?
Sure.
Why don't we acquire our target first?
All right, all right.
You go over and check, and you see it's basically food rations. If you had time to stop, it would be great.
All right, lead on there, Ines. Are we on? We're out of Inish now, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about an issue at the moment.
All right.
There's only really one. Oh, there.
Any
I kind of just go forward to the first door.
As you're basically being led by the blind, as you guys realize he's having a problem with the flashlight and emergency lights. So you're heading off to this door, or this door.
Oh, the middle one. I didn't see the
Doors
one on the
or-
far left.
The middle door, yeah, those
Oh.
are
It's
doors.
okay. Oh yeah, the little
thought that-
stairs to doors.
So you're walking up to this door,
Yep.
and clearly it's got a open close button. It doesn't. It has an open close, and apparently you get the sensation that it can be closed from the inside as you hit the door open, and you immediately are greeted by a refresher station. It's got the little lounge for sitting to use the restroom. It's got the little shower/tub like an RV has.
That's a
got
mudroom.
Yep, it's got the toilet so you can take a shower and use the toilet at the same time.
Oh God.
It's got some hastily set up hooks so you can hook up your armor or your clothes while you clean up on the way back. Maybe somebody doesn't like everyone smelling like, Gundarks when they come back from a mission.
I
No.
peek in, I look around, I don't see any other doors, and I kind of turn over my shoulder and I go, wrong door. And I just kind of back up.
Believe it or not, there is a
Doors
door
here and here.
and a door
Oh,
here.
and here and here.
Oh.
So-
So
not
while
to see
he
that
was
one.
I head
going
over to
up
the one
and
to the
checking
left.
the door and stuff like that, so while he was checking that first door, I couldn't help myself but to take a peek in the crates.
You see the crates have very good food stuff. We're not
Yeah, I see
talking
you killed the cat.
we're not talking the Kraft and Frito-Lay foodstuffs. We're talking the actual gourmet, cheese and sausage foodstuff. Way better than a bunch of pirates would normally be having. You would like to have some of these on your ship. I'm just saying.
So before I fall too far behind, I'm just gonna kind of slide it over toward my ship.
As he's out there, you guys have gone into the refresher, and the door closes behind you, and he's sliding the crate across the hangar to over.
I just like give it a just slide it over and then run after them.
Okay. And you open the door and totally see them checking out the. So Enos, are you checking out the door here, or are you checking out the refresher?
Nah, the door to the left.
Okay. Believe it or not, this door is unlocked. Lo and behold, this door was locked, but the pirates did not lock the bathroom door on the inside.
Nice.
Almost
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're just
I'm gonna have my blaster ready.
undisciplined
Yeah, mine.
pirates, bastards.
The rifle's out as well. Yes.
Okay, I figured you were combat ready when he started moving forward. Okay,
Okay.
so you hit the button, the door goes unlocks, And you clearly see when you poke your head through the archway that this door is locked from the inside. You still see the little lock button on the control panel, and you see a long corridor that goes to a series of lifts.
Alright.
Are there any
I
terminals or anything around?
pop out into it.
There's
So-
for enemies.
totally a terminal on the doors. There's the old sketchy terminals. They got some cracks on them. It looks like somebody's dropped their smartphone a few times.
All right. Well, I'm gonna come here and do this door because I'm not gonna leave unchecked rooms behind us. So
As soon as Quinn opens the door, some soft, low lounge music, for lack of better words, starts coming
Yeah.
through, and you see there's some there's some Sabat cards on the table. The lights are on in here. There's a couple half full bottles sitting on the table. Looks like somebody kind of left in a hurry, but they didn't leave like food or undrink glasses behind. But you totally see this is the card/drinking room.
okay,
And somebody was here a couple hours ago.
okay. Well, hopefully that's all everybody going on the mission. But while you're holding that hallway, I'm gonna check this door as well. Like I said, don't want unmanned or unchecked rooms.
So I
Bite
will
us in the
check.
butt.
Oni and Enos. Well, he's running from room to room. You guys are holding position, right?
I am gonna come over and check the panel and see if there's a schematic or anything like that. Basically, anything that is accessible without having to like hack into it or something.
Okay, it's just a easy check, but I am gonna throw a black dice because the terminal is not maintained and busted as hell. It's almost like these guys don't take care of the mining guild stuff.
Might
Oh.
catch something touching it.
Yeah. Yep. Computer's not my specialty, but why not?
As he's totally using his two fingers, chopstick style, touching the buttons.
Yeah.
As there's totally a schematic, but you keep hitting the button to bring up schematic. It's literally the button says bring up schematic. And you keep touching it, and the button above it keeps clicking the did you mean this? Because the busted fucking touchpad. People not taking care of this. I didn't know your computers was that bad.
Oh, yeah.
And you take 1 point of strain as you're sitting there hitting the button repeatedly, going bring up schematic, and it's saying current refresher status, and it shows like half the refreshers in this place are clogged.
Well, it's not that bad. It's a two green and a blue. I mean, come on.
Means he knows how to turn on a smartphone. Okay, Enos, what about you? Are you holding position?
Yep, for now I'm just watching the door, making sure nobody comes up the lifts.
Okay, Enos is out there watching, and he's like, what are you guys doing back there?
And making sure we don't get our ass blown off.
Oni's got the computer going.
Or somebody
Quinn's-
waiting for us when we're trying to get out.
Quinn's like, guys, let's not leave somebody behind to take our ships.
Mm-hmm.
We come back and someone stole our ships. It wasn't my fault. It was your fault. And then Quinn opens up the next door, I take it.
Yep.
And when you get to that door, it is locked, by the way.
Ay.
It is asking for the password.
Is it the kind of door that you could skullduggery open, or does it have to be a computers?
This one would be a computers or mechanics.
Alright.
Computers
Well, he's
being
dealing with
easier
that
than
real quick.
mechanics.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out in here.
Okay.
Alright. I'll try the computers.
Okay, because computers is definitely easier than mechanics.
Let me know when we're ready.
And unfortunately, the panel is not taken care of well, so there is black dice as well. So go for it when you're ready.
Nice.
As you're like the pirate captain's birthday is 01011111. And you try a couple quick standard mining guild passwords. Don't the number 4 get, and eventually it goes beep and it opens up, and you can clearly see as soon as the door opens, a little weak light flickers on to life, and this is where they stash their gear. You're definitely getting the
Okay.
feeling of this is their, when they come in, they bring in their loot that can be carried by two people or one person, and this is where the captain of the crew drops the loot off for divvying up purposes.
Okay.
And you clearly see that there's a lot of locked cargo containers. Obviously, they've got the stuff stowed in a certain order of some kind, and everything is locked down in here. There actually are some skullduggery locks as well. But obviously, you get the idea that this is where somebody keeps all the valuables safe.
Right. All right.
And
Well, we'll
also kind of set up for a
keep
quick
that.
getaway if need be.
I was gonna say we'll worry about that on the way out. So I'll and nobody in there, right?
Yep. No sentients in there. No droids.
All right. I'll close it, lock it, and be like, okay, we're clear. Let's do it.
I was gonna say, do me a favor.
And tap Enos on the shoulder, like,
Do we want to check this too, since you're wanting you to be thorough?
I was gonna say, Quinn, give me a quick perception check, by the way.
all right, perception.
Just in case.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yep. And I think Jason's got a fan blowing at his microphone, by the way. Or is it-
Sorry, I think it's my air conditioner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not too terrible, but yeah.
This is the ambiance of what this station sounds like. Its air circulation system's kind of janky. There's some clickety clackety sounds, some metal fatigue. Thank God the artificial gravity is working. As now I think.
Be like, hey guys, you forgot. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I just was gonna say, hey guys, we forgot one, and I'll jog over here.
So Quinn, like I said, you didn't notice anything important in the storehouse, obviously.
Of course not.
One failure.
Perception's-
Nothing popped out other than a lot of locked cargo containers.
Yep.
If there's no
Not my
medical
strongest
supplies,
point.
there's nothing important. So Oni popped out of the refresher and went over to the control panel for the dock.
Well,
So
he's going to, I think there's a door here. He's trying. I think.
there is a door.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking out.
Okay, so it is not locked. As soon as you hit open, obviously you kind of look through here, and it looks to be the communications hub.
Is there anything like with the, a map of what's going on in the area right now?
Give me a perception check, and we'll find out. See how it's nice when I already had the perception set up. Oh, and then I gotta modify my roll.
Yep.
And bringing balance back to the 4th. Okay, I got your upgrade in there.
Dang.
So immediately, when you go into the communications room, it's one of the probably least used rooms in this whole station. As you see that there's a stack of hollow discs in there. Obviously, somebody does come in here and download some hollow stuff. Assorted things of assorted topics, but you clearly know that in the communications room here, the Mining Guild has standard operating procedure where they have actual hard copies of the facility's blueprints conveniently stacked up there for the unit manager to get access to in floppy little plastic sheets, as well as you can, the emergency what to do box. that you can take, and it's basically a little clipboard full of what to do in case of emergency. Obviously, none of these pirates have looked at it in over a decade.
Great. So he
Oh.
comes in like a tourist. Look what I found. I got a map. As I turn it around for him to orient it correctly.
What did you want for that?
Was there any like? Was there any either over here or over here? Is there any active like hollow radar of what's going on outside the station?
There basically is the low-powered scanner going that just shows collision warnings. You know, it's not actively blasting out a signal because then that would kind of defeat the purpose of being clandestine. But it does give a basic passive, kind of like a sonar of what's nearby, or not a sonar, but a Doppler radar of what's nearby. Basically, the rotating asteroids, the safe clearance. There's a big warning blip on the screen for debris field ? Where that fighter was that someone blew up.
But no other ships or anything
Nope,
right now.
nothing on the scanners.
Okay, well, I'll grab the little book thing because it might have information about how to bypass something that we might need to bypass, and the map, and then I'll run back to.
And there
to
was
the
a
other guys and
big
bring in the
red
map
button, which was the emergency contact of the mining guild in case of emergency. Press button.
Yeah.
It totally said break
Good
glass, and there's no glass there, so it only makes you wonder.
Probably discontinued.
All right. So after that, I'll dash back and join the others. Here's the map, guys.
Giannis is sitting there at the doorway. He turns around. Are you lunatics done?
Yeah. We're done making sure we're not going to get our asses blown off or our ship stolen. Thanks.
Obviously, the
And
ground commander
know
lost
where to
control
go.
of things quickly.
The bad guys are that way, and I proceed towards the lift.
Okay, so when you get to the lift, there's actually 4 lifts, really nice looking lifts at one time. You know, it's like you went to a nice industrial, elevator facility, and you clearly see on the first lift that's the most commonly used, it looks like, someone has on outside the doors in marker written floor numbers and comments.
Huh.
Is Enos going to take a moment with his flashlight and wave it on those comments?
Yes, I will.
So when you look at the comments, basically it tells you that floors, and don't worry, I'm writing this down, that floors 1 through 5 are old mines. Floor 6 is someone's cute comment saying "you are here" with air quotes. You can sense the air quotes. Floors 6, 7, and 8, there's even commas there. It's not just a dash through. It says collapsed. You're assuming that, it must be something industrial or mining. And obviously, it must be the pirate leader's funny comment because floor 9 says, "Where you go, idiots."
Must be the birthing.
And floor 10 is cold storage, but the words seem to be like smeared off, like somebody touched it with a wet hand when it was written. And you can only wonder what it means by cold storage.
I hit floor 9 button.
Okay, so you hit the button, the lift opens up, you remember where you're going. Because when you go inside, you just see very basic 1 through 10 buttons, nothing listed, there. There used to be some kind of documentation in there and some memorabilia from the old Mining Guild days on the back of the Mining Guild is here for you. It's basically looks like this mural of the mining guild officers patting their workers on the back in a great way that the guild is here for your protection, so you're not exploited. You can totally read into the propaganda how you'd like. As you click floor 9, right?
On the
Yep.
map, before I get in, I look at this. That he's look over his shoulder, and I want to look at what's 9 and 10 on the map.
Ooh, interesting. So when you look at 9, you basically get a little breakdown of a 2-floored. It says floor 9, but it's basically split level. And it shows that floor 9 is the officers' accommodations. And it shows and I'll give you a sneak peek. Sneak peek on floor line's floor plan. And floor 10 is basically the environmentals. It's not cold storage according to the documents. It's basically the environmentals and life support units. I mean, if you want to give me a mechanics roll, you might get some intel on that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'll try it.
Go for it. Doesn't hurt to try. What happens? Despair? Come on.
Hopefully not. Good.
Yep. Because you guys are totally going and you're just like cold storage, environmentals, whatever. It's machines. It's not
No idea.
flying machine. Give me a vehicle to fix any day. Floor plans? I ain't an architect. And of course you have an
I'll take a point of strain back.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you guys are in the lift and it's going down, is there any preparations you're making before the door opens? As you clearly see it go past, 7, 8. You feel this rumble at 8. That's you're not quite sure what that was about, but you're just like it went really slow past floor 8. And then floor 9.
Guns at the ready.
Okay. I mean, is Enos preparing his cannon? I mean, remember you do have that whole.
I'm not spinning it up yet, but I am pointing it in that general direction.
Okay.
I'm stepping back as far away from, as far behind Enos as I can get.
As you're getting this long, slow, dramatic pause, as all of a sudden you get the ding of the door, and the door slowly, kind of jankily, like opens up with a rattle. And clearly, when the door opens, you see like a large, stolen, really nice looking bed. And it looks very, very lived in, very rugged, and it's lit up. There's, it feels like as if only moments ago someone was in here.
Lucy, I'm home. Oh.
I step out of the lift.
Okay, so do me a favor. And anyone who's, looking around, feel free to give me a perception check.
Oh, for sure.
So who's
I'm
assuming the kitties aren't there.
I'm 2 yellow, 2 green, guys.
God bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right. So I take it you guys are assisting him for a blue?
Sure. I mean, mine's kind of a waste to do, but I'll do a separate if we need to.
I mean, that's only more opportunities for threats and advantage, that's all.
Yep. So, go ahead. I'll give you a blue.
He's giving you a blue.
All right.
You're
darn it, with the
super
flip.
annoyed by the fact that the elevator goes beeping.
Oof.
As you roll three successes, you clearly look as you're sticking your head out of the lift too, right? You're not just hiding in
Boy,
there.
I'm gonna step behind Eunice and kind of poke my head around.
Okay. So you see this really nice, lavish bedroom set that someone has put up. I mean, it's a very expensive rug on the floor. There's some really expensive looking hide over there that you're not sure if it's Wookiee or Bantha. Could be either, could be both, could be either. There's some really expensive looking chests and dresser drawer there. There's, you totally know that this is a refresher that's recessed into the wall. And you're just looking at someone's really nice bedroom. I mean, this is something that you would expect to see in like Alderaan or something. Someone has reproduced someone's bedroom, probably from all stolen shit. And I'm gonna mute myself while I sneeze.
Yeah. Kind of weird to open up into somebody's bedroom, but hey, penthouse.
So with your 3 successes, you were definitely assuming that this is stolen loot that they just kind of like set up their bedroom to look all fancy and shit.
But unfortunately, he announces very loudly, "Wow, this is a really cool looking room."
And as you make that
Yeah, pretty
look
much.
around, and you're just like, do me a favor and roll your vigilance.
Fine.
Everybody, initiative time.
initiative.
Oh, initiative.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Damn it. Yeah, like I said, you like tripped over something or hollered, alerted everybody.
Darn it.
As immediately when you do that, over on the other side of the bed here, you start to see some movement that you thought was a large shoulder height pile of clothing and things. As all of a sudden, behind the pile steps out a really, really old vintage. I mean, our buddy here who's into classic specific stuff totally recognizes a vintage mining guild security droid.
Huh.
Basically, they got the domed head, and I'll show you a picture in just a sec. Or if you have
I'm like, I don't actually know if I out of game that I recognize this.
Oh, out of game. So if you have
I'm
your
not sure what.
pictures up, I totally just changed my picture to what the security droid looks like.
I do remember these. I do remember these.
Let's see.
As you guys,
How do I do that?
how do you do what?
Change your name to a picture.
If you have that up in the hit the gear button, and it's over in the visual display section. If you have it set to names only, you'll only see my name. But if you have it set to actual small avatar size, you should see the
Yeah,
picture.
audio, video display.
Yeah. And clearly, it's eyeballing you guys, and you guys are eyeballing it. There's definitely a you're not supposed to be here moment, as it totally does this whole mechanical cocking motion with its hand, and other hand is reaching up towards its little antenna nubby head. As you see its little vocoder flashing, but nothing coming out sound wise. And I will totally get him put in there. So I'm like, I thought I had a copy of the picture somewhere, but apparently I don't. Maybe it's been so long since I've used the security droid. Or Windows is just being Windows.
I would bet on that, but
Hey, I'm slightly terrified. Work is going to be having training for Windows 11.
nice.
Look, he's kaiju size. Okay, that's just weird. Got that. Oh. Can you guys hear me?
You just got taller. Yeah, I can
Yep,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Apparently my Roll20 has just frozen.
Well,
That's
well,
what I
you
was
made it
asking.
big.
Yep.
Yeah,
I-
got tall.
Giant robot.
I'm waiting on the Roll20 to let me change its size. Because all of a sudden I was trying to change its size, and it just grew and made the map move, which is definitely not.
Oh, I can move my guy.
Yeah, I saw you move your
Seems to be
guy.
okay for us.
Oh no. Something may have just happened. I have to restart real quick.
Okay, quick reboot. I'm gonna take a quick bio break.
Okay, we'll take a quick 5. It sucks because I can change screens, I can change windows, but in Roll20 I cannot move my cursor right now.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
All right, be right back.
All right, we'll take a quick 5.